Hello everyone, welcome back. The first thing we're going to do in this video is we are going to save our scene. Right here, it pops up in our assets folder. It's got a little Unity icon. It's named tutorial because I named it that earlier off screen. And we save our project. Saving your scene and saving your project are both absolutely necessary. Make sure to do both. So the first thing we want to do here is we want to populate our scene because right now all we've got is a black background. That's it. So we go into game, go into images because we're going to need to import some images. Let's get our beautiful mountain picture. Alright, so now it's in our images folder. Since we are in 2D, its default is to be a sprite. We want to keep it like that. So what we do here is not hard at all. We can just drag. I'm going to scroll back in our scene so we could get a better view. Now this white line, this white rectangle right here shows us what we see in our game. We were a little bit zoomed. So what we want to do here is go to our camera. I want to change our size. Let's make it 6, 7, not 67, 7, 8, 8's too big, 7's good. And we go here, and let's get the peak. Always want to get the peak. So I'm going to save that, because you always want to make sure you save periodically, and by periodically I mean frequently. Okay, so we've got our background. What we want to do now is we're going to make a cube. And that's just a regular old cube, scale of 1, 1, 1. You can resize it if we want. Resize it here. Let's make it 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. Because since this is 2D, our Z index, not index, our Z dimension, or Z plane, doesn't matter at all. So we've got our cube here, and when we play, we get this. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So we've got images in. That is step 1. Step 2, prefabs. Prefabs are like how they're unique. I can't think of anything that's like it really. They're like a save, like you save an object in the prefab so you don't have to continuously make it again. So we're going to call this box, and our cube, we're going to turn this into a prefab. This is always helpful because, for example, if we wanted another cube, right? We wanted one exactly like this, we'd have to make another cube and then change its size again so that we have the same thing. But the easier way to do that with prefabs is you do that. Prefabs, you can just click, drag, and you have it all saved. They're all boxes now. Well, except for the original. So let's actually rename that. We don't want 4 boxes though. So we're going to get rid of them. So that's prefabs. Moving on to scripts. Scripting is, we're not going to cover it extensively in this video, but just a short description. The 3 languages you can use in Unity, scratch that, 2 languages you can use in Unity is C# or JavaScript. In these videos we're using C#. I find it better. So we're going to make one. Right now we are going to call it, let's be super descriptive and call it box script, because it's our script for a box. And this gets opened not in Unity, but in MonoDevelop, which when you download Unity from the website, MonoDevelop comes with it. MonoDevelop's icon looks like, oh, get out of the way, looks like this. This is the program. Oh my God, please. This is the program that we use to do our scripting in. Right now, this is a blank script. All this is already typed up. This is old and not important right now. We have our two important functions. We have our start, we have our update. The comments are very, they're descriptive enough to make these obvious what they do. Everything you want to happen at the very beginning of your game, or when you press play, when you want it to happen, you put it all in start, because start happens once. Most people would just put initialization in here, hence this comment. Update is called every frame. So in other words, often. That's where you put the bulk,
The meat and potatoes.
the meat and potatoes. Thank you. Yeah, the meat and potatoes of your code. You put that all in update. Lastly, we'll go back into scripting more because that's going to warrant its own video. To wrap this up, we're going to go with sounds. Sounds are similar to images in where you can just drag. So we're going to import our toot.wav, and it's got this cool little icon, gives us all this information here. So what happens when you apply a sound to an object? You drag it. So now this speaker symbol shows us that this cube has an audio source. You can disable it here, enable it here, all in the inspector. So our audio clip is named Toot. We could loop it. We're not going to loop it. That would be probably very irritating. Yeah, we can set its priority. Right now, 128 is considered medium. High would be 0, low 256. We want to keep that in the middle. 128 is good. Our volume, 1 is usually good. Sometimes 1 can be a little loud. I like to keep it at about 0.8. Of course, you can edit this on your own, depending on what sounds you're using. Pitch, I wouldn't touch that. Stereo pan, I wouldn't touch that either. Just recommended. So that's sounds. Sounds play, I believe, based on I think it's on their own. Oh yeah, they play on their own. However, we can use our scripting to control how often this plays. See, if I were to loop it and just play, we get this.